Hello, hello. Okie dokie. We're going to work with some weights today, a combination of lighter and slightly heavier. I've got twos and fours. You can pick a slightly heavier or you can pick a slightly lighter, entirely up to you. And we're going to start on our feet today with the heavier weight, if possible, just to start with a little bit of stretching. So my head might be chopped off a little bit, but I can't get my camera back any further. So I want to start with your feet sitting underneath those hips. And we're going to just let the arms drop down. And you're just going to drop your chin down towards the chest and feel a lovely little stretch through the back of the neck. As you breathe, allow your shoulders just to depress a little bit more towards the floor. Sinking your chin a little bit more. Rolling a little bit more. And as you drop that chin, slide your weight just in front of the thighs so it opens up a little bit more through your shoulder blades. Soften those knees and just allow your body to very carefully roll yourself down. So you must squeeze the abs to allow the spine to naturally roll. We briefly come down, we skim the floor, we inhale at the bottom, we exhale. We roll it all the way back up, coming up the same way as you went down, just allowing everything just to follow the alignment of the spine, lifting your head, and we shoulder roll at the top. Pause there, take a breath in, lower the chin to the chest, stay upright for now, just stretch that neck, allowing your weights to fall towards the floor. Taking a couple of breaths, allowing that stretch to occur a little bit deeper as you breathe. Then we slide the weights in front of the thighs. You feel your shoulders dropping a little bit more. Soften the knees, squeeze the belly, and roll it down again. Slowly, slowly, suck the belly in, control. Let the spine relax, no straining in the back. We brush the floor at the bottom, we take a breath in, and we exhale, we roll it up. And we just align the shoulders at the top. We're going to do that one more time, staying upright through the spine to begin with. Drop the chin to the chest, go a little bit lower. Push your shoulders towards the floor as you do so. In through the nose, out through the mouth. We begin to slide the weights in front of the thighs. Soften the knees, suck the belly in, and we roll to the floor. Allow yourself to feel the stretch through the back into the hamstrings. And then bring the weight to the ground. And just give me some knee bends and pushing them into extension just to wake up the back of the hamstrings and into the lower back. Keep your weight equally on both feet. Just do a couple more of these, stretching away. And we lift our eye gaze forward and we walk those weights down. And then we drop our knees to the floor. So we inhale, lift the chin, lift the bottom, let the back dip. Pull the shoulders back and away from those ears. And we exhale, we curve the spine and we come into flexion. Tucking that tailbone under the chin. Taking a breath into pause. Exhale, run through that spine again, lifting and just mobilizing it in this position. And then curl it under. Pausing at the top. Taking a breath in, stop the belly, and exhale, release. And then let's do that one more time, curling all the way up, squeezing up through the abs. And then releasing to a neutral spine. Good. We're going to walk our hands a little bit further forward. We're going to take our knees a little bit wider, and we're just going to drop our hips down into a half plank. So you might want to part your feet. You may prefer to tuck your toes, but I want you to stay on your knees for now and just give me some little rows, pulling up, just squeezing up, finding that balance through the hips. So you don't want to feel those wobbles side to side. So nice and stable. And I'm rowing towards my hip bone. So I'm doing a low row, just pulling back into those back muscles, squeezing to the back of the arm. And then you want to feel your buttocks firing up to hold your body in that straight line. Do 6 more. Nice long, deep row, putting that elbow to the sky. Last couple of reps. And then just sit it back. Walk the weights with you. and just sit back into a mini child's pose, stretching through those arms. Take a couple of breaths here, and then rolling back. And I want you to take the heavier weights to the side and grab the lighter. So hold on to one, put your left hand underneath the chest. We're going to go back into some rotations today. So we're going to do a lovely swing up towards the sky, and then we feed the arm under and we repeat. So I want you to start light, okay? I don't want you to go heavy because we're still warming up the body. We're going to come back to this and go heavier. So I just want you to feel the movement and work on your rotation and mobility before going into more of a strength exercise. So wake up the muscles because you're pushing up against gravity. Perhaps you want to follow your eye gaze up to get a little bit more rotation from the neck. And we're going to do 4 more here. 3, last 2. Bend that left elbow to allow that arm to give. And then drop the arm down, immediately swap over to the other side. Right hand down, left arm grabs, and we rotate up. And we bend the right elbow to feed the left arm through, keeping it in that hover. That lovely squeeze up, that beautiful rotation in the back. And make sure you're breathing. So I'm inhaling as I float down. I'm exhaling as I lift up. 6 more. See if you can get a little bit more in tune with that rotation, using your core, using your belly. Reach it through, take it up. And when you've done that last big rotation, you bring the weight back down, you pop it down, you walk your hands forward, and you carefully drop yourself down to the floor. We're going to take a light-ish weight. If you wish, you can go a bit heavier. You're going to hold it on top of your palms. So when I cup around the weight, my fingertips, my fingernails are pointing towards the sky. Pull your shoulders back and down. Keep the feet grounded. Squeeze the belly. Lift the chest and lift the arms. And release everything back down. Inhale. Exhale. Squeeze. And release it down. And you're going to do 10 of these. And of course, you have the option. You can lose the weight completely and just work with the arms on their own. Yeah, take your pick. So reach and squeeze the shoulder blades together. Pull out through the front of the shoulders. Work into those back extensor muscles. Keep those feet on the floor. Keep your buttocks fired up. Tuck that tummy in from the floor as much as possible. A few more here. Eye gaze. Try to stay to the front of the mat. Big lift. 1 more. And then just release it down. Put the weight to the side. Slide those hands and bring them underneath your forehead. Let your upper body relax. Take a breath. Now I want you to bring your hands around the sides of your shoulders. Lift your bottom in the air. Push your whole body back up. Stretch it back for a brief moment. A couple of breaths, just pulling back, releasing out. And then roll yourself forward and come back into a straight spine. So, because your arms are extended forward, you can drop yourself down into a half plank, or if you wish, tuck your toes and lift into a full plank. One of your heavy weights should be nearby, and you're going to lift up. So I'll show you with my knees first. You're going to grab the weight from underneath the arm, take it over to the edge of the mat and pop that hand down. Reach through with the opposite arm, pop the weight down, and so on. So what you want to do here is avoid that collapsing through the hips. So if you reach and you drop, you've lost your core stability. This is about stabilizing everything, working on arm strength, abdominal strength, back strength, and complete control. If you're feeling okay on your knees, give it a go on your toes. So think about complete stability through the body, not allowing anything to drop down. You're going to go 6 more. Keep it slow. Keep it controlled. Do not rush it. 4, 3, 2, one more. And 1. Drop the knees down. Walk the hands in. Quite close to the knees. Stretch your spine. Drop down to your elbows. Interlace your fingers. Forearms press down to the floor. Lift into a hover. From here, I want you to step your right leg back, your left leg back, your right knee in, and your left knee in. Then alternate left leg, left knee, right knee. So just keep alternating between these legs. When you pull your knees in, your bottom's automatically higher. When you stretch your legs back, lower your hips, and then pull back in. You're going to go 6, 5, and if you feel you're struggling at any point with this, when you pull your knees in, briefly drop them down, and then push back into that full plank, pull the knee down, pull the knee down. That's your alternative, easier one. 4 more. I gaze to the hands, don't look at your knees. I feel myself doing that sometimes, it's a bit of a habit. Last 2. Last 1. And then drop the knees down, come up onto your hands, arch that back, push the floor away. Now set yourself up onto your hands and knees flat back. Pick up a heavier weight this time. Take it with the right hand, left hand onto chest. Take your knees a little bit wider. And we're going back to those rotations, but heavier weight this time. So soften the elbow. When you're ready, we're going to swing up. And then we bend the left elbow to feed the arm under. So you've already worked on that mobility and rotation from round 1. Now you should be able to get used to that rotation, but add a little bit of strength and control into it. Squeeze out. 5, 6, 4 more. Make these really count all the way up. Big, big push. Last 3. 9. And this very last one, we feed the arm all the way under for a little bit of a stretch. So we want to lower the back of the shoulder, head to the floor if you can. Left arm just helps it rotate the opposite way. If you wish, you can take your arm up and stretch it this way. Or, like me, you can get hold of the wrist, feed the arm under, pull back a little bit so you're resisting that stretch and just feel that lovely opening either through the shoulder blades or into the rib cage. Take some breaths here. If you are holding your wrist, I want you to begin to take the arm up and then swing it forward to the floor. Wriggle the fingers forward and take a stretch down the sides of the lats. See if you can lower your chest, pushing your bottom back a little bit more. Reach it as far as it will go. Good, slide your hand back. Use it to push yourself up, releasing the weight. And then take an arch. And then go back into cat-cow. Lift the chin, lift the bottom, let the back dip, shoulders away from those ears. And go again. And then release it. We come back into neutral spine. Set yourself up on the other side. Right hand onto chest. Hold the weight in the left arm. And when you are ready, engage those abs. And we go up to the sky. We feed it under, bending that right arm. And again, don't rush this. And keep the control, especially coming down. So you're resisting that pull. 4. Reach up for 5. 6. Use those abs to help them move. 4 more of these before we take it into a stretch on the other side. 3. Last 2. Give me one more big reach up all the way. Squeeze it. And feed it under all the way down. Head to the floor. Use your right arm to help adjust yourself. You can stay here, or you can lift the arm up to the sky, or perhaps feed the arm through. Do a bit of resisting stretching. Just breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. If you're holding onto your wrist, with the arm to the side now, and then reach the arm up and overhead, wriggle those fingers forward and see if you can just drop down a little bit more in the chest. Get a light stretch down the sides of the back into the lats. Keep crawling forward a little bit more. Couple more breaths here. And then slide your hand back. Use it to lift yourself back up and then bring those knees back underneath you. Good. We're going to do some push-ups with weights. You don't have to have weights. You can just put your hands flat on the ground and do it that way. But I quite like using weights because it just gives a little bit more movement and range. What I want you to do is put the ends of the edges of the weight on the edges of the mat, slightly angled. Take your knees back, or feel free to lift your knees off the floor and go on your toes. All we're going to do is simply drop our chests right in between the weights and power all the way back up. Slow, controlled, Pilates style push-ups, which is slow. Abs are fired up. We're doing 10 of these. What you don't want to see happen is the hips are down and you're doing this and you're all stuck and you can't move, your shoulders aren't doing anything. Leave your bum behind. The chest leads the way, the bottom will just follow. So for me, I'm better off keeping my bum high in the air and working on that strength. Because what tends to happen is your elbows bend and you end up coming down here and you're not working all the right muscles. You lean forward, the chest goes between the weights, the head way forward towards the front of the mat. 5 more, I think, maybe 4 more. Go 5. Inhale down, exhale up. 3 more. Last 2. And if you wish, that last one, drop all the way down, come up halfway and give me 10 little presses, really waking up those chest and shoulder muscles. 7, stay forward. 6, 5, keep your abs pulled in. Last 3, 2, last 1, and release it off. Slide back into your heels, take your hands to the lower part of your back and lift your chest and push your elbows behind you. Little stretch off. Fabulous. We're going to swing around to come sit on our bottoms. So we're going to do quite a lot of rolling down, rolling up today, adding some upper body work into it. You can keep the light weights nearby, you can keep the heavy weights nearby, you can switch around with them, do whatever works for you. So first of all, to begin with, we're going to lift up tall, we're going to take our arms forward, we're going to softly reach forward and just take a little stretch into the hamstrings. So it's like a dynamic stretch. It's not a bounce, it's a moving forward and a release. Just trying to reach beyond those toes or to those toes. Get the shoulders relaxed. 5 more. 3, 2, 1 more. And 1. We roll it up. We reset those shoulders. We stay beautifully tall. We take a weight, 1 or 2 weights. I'm going to start light, just so I can get the range. Lifting up high into the sky. Arms close towards the head. We bend behind, keeping a beautiful straight spine. So use your core to hold your spine in its position. Bend the arms all the way back to the shoulder blades and then fully extend them all the way up to the sky. So work on pushing the upper arms back towards the ears without tilting backwards. So work on the range of the shoulders. We're doing 3 more of these. 1 more. And then bring those weights down towards your shoulders, holding them here. Scoop the belly in. We're going to drop halfway down. And we're going to do shoulder press up and down. So you go slightly forward. And then you pull your elbows back, slightly behind you, controlling and holding it here using your abdomen. 5, 4, oh, I've got a shoulder crunch. 3, 2, 1 more. And then we roll all the way down to the floor. We open the arms out wide. We take a lovely deep breath in, lifting your knees in towards tabletop or straight up to the sky. We rotate over to one side, halfway, 3/4 of the way down, back to the middle, and over to the other side. So remember, you can do this with your knees bent or straight. We pause after one each side, and we drop one leg down. We lift all the way up. We drop the other leg down, and we lift all the way up, and we rotate. Turn your head the opposite way. Pause, leg drop, leg drop. So if you do this with bent knees, it's exactly the same thing. You just roll side to side, and when you come back to the middle, you straighten out one leg, and then the other leg. Good, we're doing 2 more. If you wish, double leg drop, down towards the floor, back up, down towards the floor, back up. Last one. Two leg drops. And then for the very last time, you drop your legs to the floor, maybe one by one or controllably together. Slowing down the mat. Inhale, exhale, bend your elbows, lift them up to the sky. Inhale to the chest, exhale, roll it up. Once you hit the top, put your weights down by your hips, lift and lengthen up through your spine. Release the weights, bring your arms forward, soften through the spine and reach. 10 reaches forward. Really get into those hamstrings. 6, 5, 4, 3 more. 3, 2, last 1, and 1. Roll it up. Reset those shoulders, beautiful straight spine. Take hold of those weights, lift them up high to the sky. Extend the elbows. Absorb, we bend behind and we extend up. So what a lot of people tend to do when we're doing this is if they're quite restricted in their shoulders, they end up with their arms here, they hunch up their shoulders and then their spine curves like that. You need to think about that beautiful posture and maybe dropping down into a lighter weight to get that perfect position rather than pushing through with heavy weights and losing the exact position you're meant to be in. I think this is your last one. We lower the arms down towards the shoulders. We scoop the belly in. Now we drop halfway. So our abs are holding us here. And we press up and pull the elbows down. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, last 2. One more big reach all the way up. And then roll it down. We hit the floor. We take those arms wide. We lift the legs up one by one. Both legs together to the sky, bent or straight. And we go into 1 rotation each side. And then 2 leg drops in the middle or 1 on each leg. So what you don't want to happen is your back takes over from your abdomen. If you feel your back's taking over, reduce the range of your exercise or stick to the individual legs or bend the knees and do your leg extensions with knees bent. Two more of these. Turn your head the opposite way. Keep those shoulder blades pinned to the floor. Last one. Keep breathing. So one leg drop, another leg drop, and then all the way down to the floor. Once you hit the ground, I've moved again down my mat. Shove yourself up. Bend the elbows to bring the weight up above your shoulders. Inhale, chin to chest. Exhale, slowly, controllably peel your spine off the floor. Sit up tall, weights are pressed behind, and you use that to lift yourself back into that lovely postural position. Releasing your weight, bring your arms forward and push forward for 10, 9, 8. See if you can go way beyond where you were before. 7, 6. Go on, reach. 5, 4, 3. Come on, go, 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 go. 2, one more big reach. And 1, roll it up. Reset those shoulders, pick up those weights. Take your arms straight up to the sky. Now lift that spine beautifully tall, chest up, abs fired up, and bend those arms all the way back to the shoulder blades, keeping your elbows as close towards your head as possible. Elbows pointing up towards the sky. We don't want them flapping forward. And get full range all the way down, all the way up. Last 5. Abs engaged. Have you started leaning back? Have you lost your posture? Keep your focus. 3. Last 2. 2. One more. Big lift all the way up. And then we drop the arms down to the shoulders. We scoop the belly in. We allow ourselves to sink back. Halfway down. Abs fired up. And we fire up those shoulders. 9. 8. 7. 6, 5. Imagine you're just doing a crunch in this isolated position. So those abs are really controlling the move. Last 2. One more. And we roll it down. We spread those arms out wide. Take a breath in, reset the spine, legs up. Rotate. Inhaling, squeezing all the way up and over to the other side. And we leg drop twice in the middle. One leg at a time, or 2 together. Keep breathing. Leg drop. Start to work those abs a little bit harder. They're now warm. They're now ready and fired up for a little bit more. So give them a little bit more if you can. If you're doing bent knees, maybe do a leg extension and then bend them back in. Challenge it a little bit more. Last 2. Right, you've got one more round of this left to do. Over to the side, head the other way. A little bit further on that rotation. Back to the middle. 2 leg drops. And then that last one, you drop the legs all the way down to the floor. Bend the elbows, arms to the sky. Inhale, chin to chest. Exhale, slowly peel yourself off the floor. Bringing the weights down by your side. Sit yourself up tall. Arms forward. We do 10 reaches. 10. 9. Now on our last one on this particular exercise, we're going to catch our feet or our legs or as far as you can possibly go. Your last few reps of this one, go that little bit further, allow that spine to give, keep these legs beautifully straight. And when you come to your last repetition, catch where you can. Top of the toes, around the sides of the feet, underneath your thighs, sorry, underneath your calves. And then lift up tall, and then exhale, fold forward. And just let your body go into a lovely deep hamstring stretch here. It's important you catch hold of somewhere. You're not just hanging. Yeah, get a firm grip, whether that's your legs, and then use your arms to encourage that stretch. Or if you have a band to hand or something, you can just wrap around your feet. Do that now, because you're here for about 20 to 30 seconds, and you're just allowing everything to sink down. Keeping up doing your nice deep breath. Every time you exhale, just take it a little bit deeper, chest towards those thighs. And then on your next breath, just begin to release, to roll it up. Lift yourself up tall, shoulder roll. And then you can take the weights with you behind, a bit closer towards the sides of your mat. We're going to roll to the floor. So you want to really ideally have your heavy weights nearby. And I want you to take your right arm out in line with your shoulder, with your palm facing down. So you hold your weight, palm facing down, or you can just lie your hand flat on the ground. The other one, it's going to hold the weight straight up above the chest. Knees in. So now we're going to do one rotation, side rotation at a time. So knees to tabletop to begin with. If you're feeling quite strong today, you might want to start with your legs straight. You're going to open your left arm, let your legs swing to the right. You're going to fire those abs up, pull everything back to the middle, and then we add a crunch, reaching to the outside of your toes. So you come in across the legs, reaching towards the right little toe, up and reach. So if you're doing this with knees bent, what I want you to do is as you come to the center, then try and straighten your legs for that reach, and then you can bend them back to that rotation again. So doing 10 reps. Again, slow. 5 more of these. Last 3. Last 2. One more. Now we're going to pulse that crunch at the top. So reach up to that little toe and just give me some little presses coming across the body, like tiny little gentle rotations, working into the obliques, working just upper abs. Reach up a little bit higher for 8, 7, 6. Straighten the knees. 4, 3. Reach, reach, reach. One more, and then we drop our head. We lower the arm back down. We bend the knees, keep them close in towards your right arm as you drop into the floor, catching the thighs, and then twisting into that left shoulder. And just take a nice, long stretch, working through that breath. You may want to take this into a hamstring stretch. So make like a little pedestal with the upper arm. Catch the calf with the hand and straighten the leg as best you can, holding firmly onto the leg, putting the toes towards the right shoulder and continuing to twist into the left shoulder blade. Eye gaze also to the left. And breathe. Raise the knee a little bit more, pull those toes further up. See if you can pull your toes in, push your heels away, dorsal flexion of the foot. 2 more breaths. And then you carefully release the legs together again. Catch hold of the weight with the right hand, abs on, lift the legs in, and then just pop your feet down to the ground. Heel, toes, and close together, close the thighs, and then roll your hips up off the floor. And I want you to squeeze your thighs together as you raise your hips, pushing down through all four corners of your feet to get the elevation. We're going to inhale, drop the buttocks down, exhale, lift, heels come up, down, and lift. Now, with this one, the challenge of this one is trying to keep your thighs together the whole time because they don't want to. Because you have to physically activate the muscles and force them together. So that's what I want you to focus on. As you lift all the way up to the sky, squeeze, 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 and you'll feel everything firing off together. Give me 5 more of these. Get your thighs even closer together. Last 3. Even more squeeze, even more lift onto those toes. And of course, we stay up with that last one. So we lift up, we lift the heels, we squeeze the thighs, then little tiny pulses. And I mean little tiny pulses, almost like little pelvic thrusts. So in and out, getting some mobility work through the pelvis, squeeze those thighs together, lift those hips a little bit higher, right up onto those toes. 7, 6, 5, 4, squeeze those thighs and release it off. Bring the soles of the feet together, let the knees pull out and take a little seesaw rock through the body. Lovely. Bring those legs back together, slide the feet flat onto the floor. Reset your spine position. Turn your left hand downwards that way. Right arm bends and we lift that arm to the sky. Lift the knees up to tabletop or straight legs. And when you're ready, we drop the legs to the left, we open the arm to the right, we follow the hand and we pull everything in and we reach up to those toes. Reach. Try and get those legs as low as possible. The arm and the legs work together. The core is fixed in tight. Your obliques work hard here. Can't remember done 6 or 7. 3 more. Right, I'm recording.
Oh.
Last 2. 1 more. So on this last one, you hold all the way up to that little toe and we pop. Reach, 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 squeeze, lift. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, last 2. And then you lower your head. You gently bend the knees, you lower the arms to the floor, and we pop those knees over to the left and stretch into that right arm. Catch the thigh if you wish, and just twist. Try and take your eye gaze across to the right hand. And tight this side. After a couple of breaths here, you may want to begin to stretch off the hamstring. Make a little pedestal on the left arm, catching the underneath the calf, straighten the knee, toes in, heels away, and just breathe as you twist and turn into that stretch. Pull the toes up high towards your left shoulder. And continue to twist the body. So every time you exhale, it's always an opportunity to melt further into the stretch. Two more breaths here. And then begin to bend the knees, float them back up to the middle again. Release your hands, catch hold of the front of the shin. So just take a little roll around side to side. Sliding your hands around the back of the thighs. And I want you to go into a little rolling motion, backwards and forwards. So tucking the knees in, just lightly soften the spine. Trying to keep the feet as close towards your bottom as possible, so you're not using too much momentum. You want to keep the controls, but at the top, you hover. You don't allow your feet to come down to the floor. You just keep the flow going and bring yourself up to the top. Sit yourself up tall and swing the feet around onto your hands and knees. So we finished where we started, this time with no weight. You're going to tuck your toes under and you're going to lift your hips, and we begin to walk our hands back to our feet. And just stay here, floating forward as you bow your head and chest down. Catch hold of your elbows and let your upper body just hang. Keeping the belly in, we begin to stack that spine slowly, one by one. Keeping the arms in their position, we lift the arms up and we press them on top of the head. And let your shoulders just relax there for a second. And then come over into a little side bend as you lift up through the left elbow. Take your eye gaze slightly up towards the left. Slowly back to the centre, over to the other side. Try not to allow yourself to fall. Open the right elbow up towards the sky. And then inhale, come all the way up to the top. Lift your arms up high to the sky. And then just soften through the knees. Just come down towards the floor and let your arms just hang. Stay on your feet. Take one more breath there. And then just begin to slowly roll yourself, stacking your spine one by one, all the way up to the top. So you're standing beautifully tall at the top. Your chin comes up last. You shoulder roll. You spread your arms wide. Standing tall, lift your head and chest up to the sky, and then raise your arms up, bringing the hands together. Taking a soft bow down towards your feet, beautiful flat back, and then you are finished for today. Nice little workout on lots of mobility there. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you.